Hello! Coming live to share about the different ways that I enter New Year's and just sharing this from a space of inspiration to hopefully guide you guys to find some deeper ways that you can find meaning as we transition from 2021 to 2022. One of my beloved sisters in the Temple of Her actually asked me to share this, and I thought, well, if I'm going to make this a bonus for them, then I might as well just share it with my community at large. Thank you so much for listening to the calling and holding intention and devotion as you go into this new year. So the beauty of this is that this time of year is a portal, and it's very heavily influenced by the winter solstice, the changes of seasons and how this impacts the electromagnetic field of the planet, and we are directly influenced by that reaction. So yes, New Year's, it's a date, but it's also very cosmic and ordained by the stars. So the more energy that we connect with as we plug into this new year, the more energy we get to carry forward. And I always love that saying that says, where intention goes, the energy flows. So that's kind of what we're working with here. I just got back from a grand journey to Egypt on a spiritual, journey that I was on. So it feels cool to be here and recalibrating with all of you. And more to share on that in the future. But right now, let's go ahead and begin to dive into the different rituals that I like to engage with as I go into this new year. And these are rituals that I've worn on and changed and explored in many different ways. And they're very graceful. And the number one that is just like my favorite that right off the bat I have to share with you is writing a love letter to yourself. And this feels so nourishing to my nervous system every year that I do this, because it's a gift that my future self is writing to me in this moment. And then when I meet myself in the future and I open up this letter, it just always lands in the most deep way. So I actually opened it up today because I got excited. And this is the card that I got for myself last year. It says, love thyself, and it has a rose. And, I try to get cards that, cards or paper or whatever it is that I'm writing this letter on. I try to get it that's like, embodies the energy that I want to cultivate over this next year. And so 2021 for me was a really big year of blooming and blossoming and coming home to myself and giving myself permission to receive. And so for me, the rose was a huge pillar, and she's got these like angel wing glows coming out and the dandelion flowers for wishing. So I got this in honor of that. And little few things that I always like to add in these letters is a blessing. So this is a blessing of words coming from the energy that I want to cultivate. For me, some of the words that I used for 2021 in this letter that I read this morning was like spaciousness, resourced, vitality, community, and also other goals like, making 6 figures and having an abundant year. And so as you're writing this letter, this is a blessing that you are giving yourself from your future self to the present self, then carrying it forward throughout the entire year. And this warms your heart. It gets your body online to this visceral experience that you are, moving through a new threshold into a new year and setting that intention. And it's not necessarily like, this cliche experience that, we're setting these intentions and, it's these goals, like a fitness goal or whatever it is. This is like very personal. Like, how do you want to feel? What is the quality of life that you want to have? And writing to yourself saying, I'm proud of you for receiving this. So that's the number one, New Year's ritual that I always do, is writing myself a love letter. And it's so grounding, it's so nourishing, and it's so simple. You can get a piece of printer paper and write that down and, scroll it up and just tuck it away for the year. And then right on time, it'll pop out for you to receive it. And I actually do this 2 times a year. I do this on the new year, and then I also do it on my new birth year. So every birthday I write myself a little love note to, move forward into the next year, which is it's such a sweet little simple ritual. And then another thing that I do every single year is a fire ceremony. And the reason I love working with fire for the new year is because fire is a element of rapid manifestation, and the transition of the new year, it's overnight, right? So fire is a beautiful element to work with as we are going through these thresholds into a new space when it's quite rapid and we want it to be like bam, okay? So these fire ceremonies typically include, building the fire. I like to add different dried roses that I've kept throughout the year, or a little tiny lock of my hair, different salts. I like to put different resins and some Palo Santo and sage, and really build this fire in a way that it holds the sacred integrity of what I'm building with intention. And so the more little sacred things that you put in there, whether that's, frankincense or myrrh or juniper or Palo Santo or sage, like these different smoke medicines, they are contributing to the ceremonial nature of the fire. And with this, you build the fire and then you light it with intention, and you sit and you receive the smoke medicine. And smoke medicine is very activating in its nature because it clears energy, but it also invokes energy, right? And so we have different types of smoke medicine that support us in different dynamics. So sage is beautiful for blessing up the space and offering an angelic softness in the field around you. Copal is deeply clearing. It's going to clear out, any type of density or dark energy, anything of that nature. And then, things like rose, they're going to offer you that sacred, deep feminine energy. Juniper brings forth that great grandmother spirit. Frankincense is very much that holy vibration, bringing in the holiness. So depending on what frequency you are wanting to anchor and contribute to your field, you will bring that through with the different plants and herbs that you want to integrate. And this can be, very typical herbs that we use for smoke medicine, or very extraordinary herbs, right? Because every herb, every plant has the opportunity to offer us medicine as smoke. So you could literally put peppermint in there, or you could put oregano or whatever you want to put in there. And the beauty of that is that you're building relation and you're saying, hello, thank you for giving me your life. Thank you, I honor you, I receive this fully. Because when we're working with smoke medicine, we are receiving the life force energy of the plant, okay? So it's a powerful thing to work with at sacred fire ceremony. So you build this fire intentionally, you sit with it, and you take the smoke and you scoop it up with your hands and you wash it around your body, making sure to get all over the body, taking in the smoke, getting your backside, breathing into it, really allowing yourself to become drenched in the holy energy of the sacred fire. And then you spend time tending it and speaking with it. And I like to, whisper prayers for the new year into this fire, as well as, writing down things that, were intense for me to move through in this last year, writing those down and then giving them to the fire and allowing myself to release them and move forward, right? And the beautiful thing about this is that neurologically you are communicating to yourself, to your mind, to your body, to your soul, that you are ready to move beyond these experiences, that you witness them as the medicine that they are, but you're ready to let them go from your nervous system and from your auric field. So you're writing them down. This creates a neurological reaction in your mind, your body, and your spirit, and then you're giving it to the fire, which is a holy vibration, a rapid manifester, a burning away of these things. So I love to transition with that. And then, whispering prayers into what I do want to receive. And sometimes I'll sing songs, and especially if I have beloveds with me, we sing songs and we dance and we just have a good time around the fire. And that has been a pillar in my New Year's for several years now, and it feels so good. And sometimes I'll do this at sunset and then go and have whatever other experience I want to have, or sometimes I tend it all night depending on the nature of that year and what I'm feeling called to move forward with. Another really essential thing to practice as you move into the new year is really taking time to reflect on the density and the ascension that the previous year offered you. So I like to take my journal and I'll write down, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, all the 12 months. And then I will, within that line, just write a few words, like maybe 2 to 3 words of what that month taught me. And this is so good because it brings this visceral energy of like completion. Especially as you're like, whoa, a year ago, what words do I identify with some month that I had a year ago that really moved me? Or sometimes it was very strugglicious and hard, right? So being able to descend down the different months and look at how they served you with just a few words is really powerful, and really, honestly, for me, is a very key thing to honor the integrity of moving forward into a new year, actually taking time to assess what came forward, what blessed you, what challenged you, what supported you in your growth. And through that integrity that you're holding to move that energy, you are saying, I'm fully ready to receive this new year. So the more intention, the more energy, the more devotion that you pour into these transitional periods, the more opportunity you do have for expansion and to be a key player in this experience that you are cultivating in your life, right? We can either just wander aimlessly and let things drop as they do, which is beautiful in its own essence, but also we can choose to be that key player, and we can choose to show up, and we can choose to be an integral part in the relationship of our life. And personally, in this time in my life, that is where I am, and I invite you to go there too if that feels good for you. Last thing that I love to do, love to do, is choose one word for each year. My word for 2021 was receptivity. And wow, life really served that to me, and as well as challenged me to be able to live in that service. And so when we set these words up for ourselves for the year, it has to be something that we are truly willing to work on and be ready for the multifaceted nature that it is needed for you to show up to fully, gather whatever that word is for you and be able to instill it in your life. This was such a powerful year for me because of that word receptivity being anchored at the forefront of that first day of 2021. I spent tens and thousands of dollars on receiving this year, whether that's from, other mentors, healers, medicine women, medicine men, traveling across the world, different experiences for me to be able to receive. And it was so powerful, so nourishing. And I know that the way that this year was for me, how quantum it was for me, is because I set that powerful intention with that word, because I knew it was something that I needed to work on. So for this year, something that I want to work on is feeling bliss, feeling ecstasy, feeling joy in a very grand capacity. So for me, 2022 is the year of ecstasy for me. I want to allow myself to enter a new era of ecstasy and bliss and joy, right? I've had a very condensed life where I've learned a lot of lessons, and that comes with a lot of hardship and a lot of really hard experiences, but I know that I'm in a new era where things don't necessarily have to be like that anymore. So I'm moving into this new era with that word of ecstasy. So I'm sharing this with you to hopefully inspire you to use a word to support you through this transformation, and give your guides, give your ancestors, give your beloveds permission to work with you on truly embodying that. And I promise you, it's not going to be easy, but it is going to be powerful and wildly transformative. 2022 feels so good in my nervous system. It feels really powerful. I think the past 2 years, humanity has grown a lot, and we've really had to face a lot. And this year feels like a transition to be able to really work that medicine that we grew into over the last few years. So I'm grateful to be going there with all of you into this new year. To everybody who's worked with me in 2021, thank you so much for showing up for this powerful divine work that we get to do together. I honor you and I cherish every single one of you who are in my field, who joined my field this year. It's been a pleasure to support the world in this way. So essentially, the beauty is that each year, as we go into the new year, we get to walk through a rebirth. We get to invite in a rebirth, redefine who we are and who we want to be. And that's powerful, right? It's a time where not only collectively the human consciousness is calling this forward, but also the cosmology, the astrology, the time, the shift of the seasons, the solstice, everything is wired to support us in a rebirth. So the more energy you put in, the more energy you get out. So part of my beautiful blessing to you in this time period is holding an opportunity for you to step forward through a rebirth ceremony with me. And this actually came through while I was between the pause at the Sphinx, right before the Great Pyramid on the winter solstice. I've actually had this prayer in my heart to support people through all of my gifts coming forward and really being able to support them in a way that is much more grand than I did in this previous year. I did a lot of group stuff, a lot of traveling, but this year I really want to work one-on-one with people and really, usher them into grand rebirths, because I have a gift that is really powerful of breaking cycles. I've had people just be in my presence and, a couple weeks later say, whoa, I felt like seeing you change something for me or broke this cycle or transformed my life. So it's, Mary Jane, she did a rebirth ceremony with me. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and so they're very powerful, very life-changing. And so I'm offering this extension for you to join me in a rebirth ceremony. I only have about maybe 4 more spaces in my schedule in that first week of January, and this is really a potent time to join me in a rebirth session because of the cosmological energy of that week, of that first week of the year. What can we anchor in? What can we bring through? And these rebirth sessions are very quantum in their nature. We're working with the soma, the somatics, which really just means the body, the intelligence of the body. And we're also working with the psyche and the quantum nature of the psyche. So the beauty of quantum healing, quantum mechanics, quantum everything, quantum engineering, is that it speaks to the truth that there is an aspect of us, a version of ourselves who is somewhere out in the universe, in the quantum world. And then through sacred work or through intention or devotion, we get to converge this version of ourselves that is here in this timeline with this quantum self. So in these rebirth ceremonies, that is what we are doing. And we're using psychic skills and neuro-linguistic programming as well as somatic healing to bring this quantum blueprint of yourself into the present moment and really bring forth the blessings that your guides, your ancestors, your healers, your team, your core crew wants you to receive. This is the epitome, the most powerful blessing that I can offer you. And it's a virtual space where we're going to dive deep. You're going to be able to record it. You can listen to it time and time again. It's going to be a journey. We're going to be doing a record reading as well. So we're going to begin by looking at your Akashic records and seeing, what wants to be said, what wants to be brought through, what things to look out for this new year, people, places, things that are going to be key and very important for you. So it's going to be fun. I'm really excited for it. I hope you choose to join me in a rebirth session. I think it is the best blessing that you can give yourself as you enter this new year. And something that has been coming through is perhaps the opportunity to do a group rebirth ceremony with our community. And if that is something that you're interested in, let me know. Maybe drop some hearts or, some comments saying that that's something that you would be interested in moving forward in. And I'm thinking about maybe in that first week of January holding a group rebirth ceremony. So this would of course be different in the dynamic that it's not a one-on-one and like transmission between you and me, but it would be a group transmission, perhaps even for the collective or collective themes that are coming up, collective things that we need to quantumly integrate to move into this new year. And the beauty of 2022 is that it's an angel number. 222, and the angel number of 222 is deeply connected to the sacred feminine, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. So this is going to be a very powerful year for women, with our wombs and our hearts and our crowns aligning them and choosing to step forward into the divinity that we are. So perhaps we'll do the group rebirth ceremony, but nonetheless, I think the most powerful thing that you can do is a one-on-one transmission with me in this rebirth ceremony. And if that's something you're interested in, you can reach out to me directly and I'll send you that link to book it. And I hope you join me there, because I would love to join you there. And so far we have a few women signing up, and I can already feel the energy coming in and like the codes coming through, and my channel is like on fire to give this to you. So I hope you take that and you receive this fully. All right, this is a gorgeous conversation. It's been beautiful to connect with all of you. I love you, I honor you, I cherish you, and we're gonna close out this live with a prayer. So if you're gonna hop off, I love you, peace out, thank you for showing up. But if you wish to receive this prayer, just take a moment with me. You can close your eyes, or if you're doing something, continue onward and just receive this prayer from the bottom of my heart. Going to begin by grounding ourselves to the earth's core, seeing the earth star chakra beneath your body, deep in the earth, aligning with that force, allowing yourself to ground. Thank you, dear Mother Earth. Thank you for holding us. Thank you for allowing us to be here. For everything that we do above ground, that we walk through in our lives, is in honor of your liberation. Thank you, Mother Earth. Earth Mother, Cosmic Mother, Divine Mother, would you be so kind to hold us in this moment as we are on the precipice of something grand, entering a new year that is devoted to you, that allows you to shine, that allows you to break through into our collective humanity. May you bless us. Dear Holy Mother, may you resource all of us with the most potent energy that you have possible to gift us, so that this next year can be that of divine alignment, of soul expansion, of health, of vitality. May we be supported, may we be resourced with everything we need, so that we can be the pillars of light that you need us to be. Holy Mother and Holy Father, we are here to anchor heaven on earth. Please move through us this year so we can make that the reality for as many people as possible. May we stay blessed in self-perseverance as we stay protected in the integrity of our being. May our cells, may our DNA, may our blood, may our bones be blessed with your vitality. The full mind, body, and spirit, we're ready to be aligned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers to a new year. Amen. Ankneteru, ankneteru, ankneteru. Beautiful. I hope you received that. I definitely received it so good in my body, and my mind, and my soul. And truly, it feels so good to be here with all you, and I look forward to the one-on-one transmissions and these rebirth ceremonies that are going to come forward. I hope this video has supported you and gave you some key rituals that you can practice as you move forward into this new year. Definitely write yourself that love letter. Definitely hold a fire ceremony for yourself. And I promise you, you will have a profound quantum year. Sending love, I bow to you with eternal love.